Why choose this as our goal?
Welcome back to another episode of Game Change. The first time we visited the Commonwealth on this channel, we turned it into a survival horror game. So in today's episode, we're going to do a similar thing in keeping to that survival theme, but in a more apocalyptic kind of way. And yes, I'm talking about everyone's favourite type of apocalypse, the zombie kind. Now I want to make clear before we begin that some of the tonal and visual mods for this episode are personal preference. Seeing as in the last Fallout video I went down the horror route, I thought for this episode I'd go down more the Last of Us or Walking Dead route by giving Fallout a more lush, overgrown look rather than creepy horror. But let's jump straight into the visual mods I've used for this video, with our first mod, Regrowth by Spiffy Skytrooper, which I'm using alongside the photorealistic Commonwealth EMB by 100 ping. Together, these mods do the majority of the heavy lifting on the visual side of things, and if you also throw in Grasslands by Doodlezoid and a few high resolution texture packs, which will all be listed in the description below, then you've already got a graphical setup that resembles the stunning overgrown tone that games like The Last of Us portray so well. Regrowth really strips away the whole post-nuclear vibe Fallout is built upon, and in turn, gives you that feeling of an abandoned world that Mother Nature has reclaimed in the absence of human life. And it also gives you a good idea of the kind of tone I'm going for with this build. Well, if you're only focused on making the game look as good as possible, then you can also add natural atmospheric Commonwealth to this list and tweak the in-game lighting and colours manually to give Fallout 4 a more cinematic look. I'll leave my personal NAC settings in the description, which will hopefully give you a good base to make your own changes. So now that we've got the visuals mostly covered, we need to actually add some zombies to our zombie survival game. I've compiled a few mods to achieve this, but it all starts with a mod by the lone warrior named The Running Dead. This mod adds hundreds of new spawn points across the Commonwealth, where hordes of feral ghouls will spawn. All of these ghouls are renamed to zombies, and there's a higher number of them located in and around cities as the population was once higher in those areas in comparison to rural areas, which are safer and include less of the undead. This mod also comes with optional settings which replaces everything from robots to super mutants and even raiders with the undead hordes. It's stated by the mod author that this will break some quests, but for the purpose of this video, I'm trying to create a desolate Walking Dead-esque world, so less super mutants sounds like a good trade-off to me. I'm also using another optional setting included in this mod which limits killing zombies to headshots only, which makes engagements more challenging and ammunition way more valuable. And because for an effective zombie survival build I'm going to be playing on survival mode, I've also included zombie walkers, which overhauls all feral ghouls into slower Romero style zombies, like something you might see in The Walking Dead. It also provides options for settlement attacks and player infections, so adds to the dynamics that The Running Dead has already introduced. And I'm also using detailed feral ghouls to add to the creepy factor by replacing the feral ghouls textures with higher resolution and definitely higher nastiness alternatives. Now that we've got the base system in place for our survival zombie experience, we need to add a few gameplay tweaks and additions to help sell the fact that we're in a zombie apocalypse. Here's a few mods that I've included to help achieve this. Arbitration to overhaul stealth, fall damage and enemy AI. Immersive Fallout to add more weight to engagements by altering the player and enemy speeds along with tweaks to balance power armor. Amazing follower tweaks to allow you to recruit multiple companions at once. But beware, more people means more noise and will have a far higher chance of attracting the undead. Loot logic and reduction to reduce the amount of loot found in the game, especially ammunition, which is now a rare and very valuable resource. Campsite to allow you to set up camp in any location. No main quest to, remove the main quest. Backpacks of the Commonwealth to add various backpacks that can be found or crafted to immersively increase your carry capacity when playing on survival. Immersive HUD and no enemies or locations on compass to add some immersion to the world by removing many of the advantages found in the heads-up display. And finally, Far Barber to add dynamic beard and hair growth over time. And now, with all these mods combined, we have a fully functional survival zombie apocalypse game. Now the last mod I've selected for this video is designed to flesh out the post-apocalyptic world we've created by introducing some realistic settlement building and management. This mod is a little add-on you may have heard of by the name of Sim Settlements by King Gath. It aims to completely change the way the settlement system works in Fallout 4 by adding dynamic needs and automated production, meaning your settlers will build their own house and gather their own resources. It also means that while creating a community to fend against the undead hordes, you'll need to care about more than just yourself when collecting supplies. I've chosen this mod to give a little more realism by making the player feel like they're not the only one trying to survive. Combined with the running dead, which attracts zombie hordes to areas which produce more noise, like settlements, it allows for some more interesting engagements for your settlements, from large-scale battles defending your settlers against a zombie herd, all the way through to one of your settlers becoming infected and silently infiltrating your safe haven with the undead plague. Sim Settlements also includes a whole bunch of features like dynamic needs, living cities, tax systems and much more. If you'd like to know more about each one of the features, then I'd recommend watching King Gath's own videos in which he goes into detail about each module and how they work. Overall, this is one of those modded builds for Fallout 4 that I, personally, would love to play. Re-exploring the Commonwealth now taken back by Mother Nature is a fascinating experience in itself, but throwing the fact that it's also now populated by the undead in a Walking Dead style, and every resource that you come across is exponentially more valuable in your pursuit of survival, and this playthrough completely overhauls your game in a way that brings a whole new experience to Fallout 4. If you want to check out any of the mods I've used in today's video, then see the description for more info, but that's going to do it for today's episode. If you enjoyed, then be sure to leave a like and comment below any additional mods that you felt would have fit this list. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of Game Change. Adios, bitches!